Hi, my name's James Tuck, Ableton Certified Trainer and Head of Music at Mayflower High School in Essex. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can use one of the sequencers on Ableton Push 2 to be able to program chords. Here's a beat that I've already programmed in that I want to use for this tutorial. What I'd like to do now is program some chords over the top of this. I've already loaded in a piano sound on the second track. Now you may remember from the previous tutorial that we can use this layout button on the right hand side of Push to change the view that we have available to us. So this is our 64 pad view where we can just play the instrument. If we press layout once, we can see that we have our melodic sequencer that we looked at last time. And if I press it one more time, we see this one that says sequencer and 32 notes. So we've got the best of both worlds. We can play if we want to as well. And we can also program similar to the way that we can program drums using Push. So what I've worked out is there's a chord sequence that I've planned to work with this beat that I've already programmed. And I'm going to start off with it in a very simple way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the notes that I need for my chord. And then I hold those notes down and we can see that they are highlighted slightly in a different shade of grey/white to identify them from the notes that aren't being pressed. So with these notes selected, I'm now going to apply this chord to this first step of my clip. So as you can see, when I inserted that step, it started playback. So let's just hear what it's like with that particular chord in place. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a different chord on a different step. So you can either select the notes one by one like that, or you can place them down as a block. And then I'm just going to put it on another step here. I'm going to do that for the other chords that I want to use in this particular piece of music. You can also see on here that I've got it selected on clip view. For those of you that have seen the previous video, I think this is a great way of being able to also see what you can see on the screen on live, but just to see it exactly on Push. It helps us particularly when we go to edit some of these notes, as you'll see in a moment. So let's press play and check it out. Now, what I want to do is to start to edit these chords so they're not so short, and I could do that by editing the length, and I'd quite like to edit some other elements too. The first thing that I would like to do is extend the chords. So I'm working with chords like sevenths and ninths rather than just triads. I think it would help this chord progression sound more interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press and hold on this first step. And when I do that, you'll notice on here that it's showing me which notes are included currently in that chord. Now I can take notes out if I want to, or add them back in, and I can also add extra notes to that chord that weren't there previously. Let's have a look at doing that for some of the other ones as well. So that last one I don't like. So what I want to do now is I'd like to be able to change the length of the clips that I've got on here. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold one of the pads, and then on here the screen changes and I can go to where it says length and change the length of the step. So I'm just going to take that to here And I'm going to do the same with this one here. And what I'd really like to do is I'd like to copy this chord from here to here as well. So to do that, if I hold where it says duplicate here, and I tap that one and move it to here, I've now got this. So I just want to edit this one and take that note out and put that one here instead. I think this one would be more interesting to start over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold duplicate, press this one, tap it here instead. Then if I tap this one again, I can get rid of it. This one, I'd like for that to last a little bit longer as well. So I'm going to press and hold on it and then go to the length. And there we go. Same for this one here. Let's make it a bit longer. So what I want to do now is I want to be able to give this a little bit more shape by looking at changing the velocities on the chords. So to do this, once again, as simple as pressing and holding on the chord that you want to change, or the step essentially that you're changing. And then I'm just going to go to velocity. I'm just going to turn this first one down just a little bit. And then I'm just going to turn the others down. And this bit, I want it to start a bit lower in velocity. And then we'll actually ramp that up a little bit. And this last one, I really want to bring that down. So let's try that out. One of the other things you can do is that you can also have fine control over these. So if you don't want it to end to a specific point on the grid, you can use the fine control and slightly bring the length of that note back. So I particularly want to do it on these ones where they go from one chord straight into the next. Another helpful thing to be aware of is how to change the length of the clip that you're working in while you're on the sequencer. One way you can do it is at the top here. As long as we're in clip mode, we can see where our loop length is, and we can turn that to the right to extend the length of the loop by a bar. So I can extend that to 4 bars just by moving that like that. Another way we can do it is on the right hand side of Push, there is a layout button. And if you press and hold that, you see that this top row of this section changes. This is showing us there's currently just 2 bars available. If I wanted to have 4 bars, I'd press and hold this button and go to that one there. And then now that gives us 4 bars available. So if I press play, let's have a listen to that. So we can see at the moment, this view is changing automatically. But let's just say I want to stay on this page. If I press one of these buttons on the right hand side, the page left and page right, it will allow me to stay on a specific page. So if I wanted to be able to start to program anything in on this side in real time, I could do that. If I want to get back to the other page, I can just press the page left button and that will take us here. If I want it to scroll automatically again, if I press and hold the page button, it will then allow it to move across on its own automatically. I hope you found this video tutorial helpful in understanding another sequencer on Push. If you would like to get in contact with me, if you have any more questions, then please use some of the tags that are on here. That will get you straight in contact with me. Until next time, thank you very much.